Hello everyone, I'm Ginger Rousey with the Jackson-Madison County Regional Health Department and host of the Channel 11 Checkup. It's a show that brings you the latest health information and local happenings. Channel 11 doesn't run commercials. As a community nonprofit TV station, they rely on donations from the public. It's super easy to donate. Go to their website, tnpbs.org, and click on the Donate tab. Your donation stays local and helps WLJT be a community TV station for all of West Tennessee. Channel 11 is all about home.
It's all about home.
They're expanding their impact and saving more lives through blood donations. Hello, I'm Julie Cook. On this edition of Tennessee is Talking, we're joined by Lifeline Blood Services to talk about their growing role in our region's health care. From a new partnership in Corinth to a new donor center in Paris, Lifeline is taking local commitment to a whole new level.
We are rolling. Confirm record. Can we get a mic check? Check, check. Stand by camera 2. Take 2. Stand by announcer in 3, 2.
West Tennessee PBS presents Tennessee is Talking. Let the conversation begin.
Thanks for joining us on Tennessee is Talking. I'm Julie Cook. Today, we're shining a light on an organization that's been a cornerstone of healthcare support in West Tennessee for over 75 years. Lifeline Blood Services provides life-saving blood products to patients in need, and they're now expanding their impact. Recently, Lifeline began serving Magnolia Regional Health Center in Corinth, Mississippi, and soon they'll open a new donor center in Paris, Tennessee. Joining us today is Melinda Reed, Marketing Manager at Lifetime Blood Services, and we welcome you to the show. Always great to see you, and good news you bring this time. I want to ask you first about the new partnership with Magnolia Regional Health Center over in Corinth, Mississippi.
Yes, it is exciting. You know, this is our first out-of-state hospital in which to partner with, and we're excited to have a new partnership at Magnolia Regional Health Center, just about an hour and 5 minutes away in Corinth, Mississippi. We have been supplying blood and blood products to the Air Evac base in Corinth already for about a year and a half. So this was a natural progression, and we're just pleased to have this new partnership in which they reached out to us about it.
That is really exciting news, and it's going to be an advantage, I'm sure, for patients and for families in that area as far as their location to donate or the amount of blood that they'll receive. How is that going to benefit that area?
Yes, well, we have had a mobile blood drive at the hospital already, and that's just a great way to know that I can give blood here at the hospital and local patients will reap that life-saving benefit too. So it's really neat to know that you can impact your community by giving the gift of life. And if you're in the area in Corinth and you're interested in hosting a blood drive or would like to attend a blood drive in the area, you're welcome to find out that contact information on lifelinebloodserve.org.
So when you make that kind of decision, or when you're board, is it the need for a blood donation center? Is it the location? Is it the center itself, the healthcare facility that you're working with? Several things go into that decision, I'm sure.
That's correct. Several things go into the decision, and we have a great team of donor recruiters out of the Jackson office that cover all of our counties, and they have a big role in which they work with the blood drive chairpersons to really promote the drive, make sure they have the required action items in place, so to speak. You know, there's a certain number of parking spaces that a bloodmobile will take up, and just there's a checklist of items, and they work really hard to make sure that everything is ready to go and that they are going to have a successful blood drive.
So you'll be taking the bloodmobile to Corinth?
Yes.
On a regular basis?
Absolutely, yes. And those blood drives are on our calendar, and we also share that on lifelinebloodserve.org as well as on our social media.
So let's talk about Paris for a minute. That's a whole another direction.
Yeah.
That new actual donor center will be opening soon, sometime after the first of the year, I think is a projected date.
That is our projected date. Yes, we're excited to have growth in Paris, Tennessee. We've had amazing blood drives in the area for many years now, and the new Lifeline Blood Services Center will be on 211, located at 211 Tyson, really close to the hospital, just right on down the street. And we will have a grand opening in January. So we welcome folks to check out our website and our social media to find out exactly when we are opening. We've got a lot of things to get into place and to get trained and operated and ready to welcome our blood donors and our platelet donors at our new center.
So Jackson still serves as the hub for all of the donation locations in West Tennessee, but you have more of the Bloodmobile going out to locations than you do actual centers where people can donate. Is that correct?
Well, a little bit of both. Our centers do stay busy welcoming donors. Of course, when you're donating whole blood at either one of our centers in Jackson or in Dyersburg, and soon to be in Paris, you can walk on in to donate whole blood. No appointment necessary. If you are to donate platelets at any one of our centers, you do need an appointment. But our Bloodmobiles are housed out of our Jackson Center, and as well as our inside setup box trucks. We do inside setups at the hospital that requires a little bit more space. Sometimes schools will have an inside setup, and that's something that our donor recruiters work on to make sure what's the best fit, an inside setup or a Bloodmobile at that place of the blood drive. So yes, our Jackson Center is the hub. That is our main base. But our other centers are very, very active and very busy in seeing our blood and platelet donors.
There are several types of blood products. You mentioned the platelets, and
Yes.
some people may not be familiar with that procedure outside from just a regular blood donation. What is the difference then, and what are they used for?
Right, that's a great question. Platelet donations are a little bit more of a time commitment. It takes about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes to donate platelets. About 35% of recipients, about 35% of cancer patients receive platelet transfusions in their fight against cancer. So locally, this is very important here in West Tennessee. This is a priority of ours to grow our platelet donations. And we really encourage folks to give us a call, reach out to us so we can tell you more about becoming a platelet donor. My blood type is A positive, which is a great fit for being a platelet donor. And I have a unique passion, an individual passion for helping local cancer patients. So this is something that I choose to do as a donor with Lifeline, is donate platelets. So I find it very fulfilling. It's just a little bit more of a time commitment, and it is appointment driven.
But I would think anyone who has had a cancer patient in your family would be happy to do that. Do you have an
Absolutely.
adequate number of donors?
It is a small thing that you can do that has a huge impact. We are desperate for more platelet donors, absolutely. And we can fulfill platelet donors at our Jackson Center as well as our Dyersburg Center and soon to be a Paris Center. So if you'd like to know more, give us a call at 731-427-4431, and we'd love to connect you to the right person to get your name and appointment time on our schedule. We keep you nice and cozy in a donor chair, and you stay warm underneath a weighted heated blanket, and you can tune in to Netflix and with headphones, and we just make it an enjoyable experience for you.
Are there other uses for platelets outside of cancer? Several things.
Yes, it can be used in surgeries for trauma patients. It is definitely a big need right now in West Tennessee. We actually have 2 children's hospitals that we partner with in the West Tennessee area as well that have a standing order with us. So this is something that we would love to continue to grow and continue the conversation about.
What is actually taking place when we get, because I know just media-wise, and we want to make sure the public is informed, you get a critical need, you get an urgent need. What has to happen before? It's not just like, we need more people come on in.
Right.
But a lot of times, I know accidents, if there's an accident involving several people, how does that work? Or what? We do get a lot of them, but there are a lot of things going on.
Yes.
So what is the reason that you call for the urgent or critical need
Well,
appeal?
most recently, our urgent appeal was for echo patients that we had locally here at Jackson General. So those patients are going through immense volumes of blood transfusions. So we were just rapidly replacing those units and getting donors into our doors.
Now, the Lifeline Blood Services in Jackson does provide blood for hospitals pretty much across West Tennessee, correct?
Absolutely. We have a big job to do, and we're so thankful for all of our volunteer blood donors and platelet donors, as well as plasma donors, that take the time out of their busy schedule, whether it's donating on a bloodmobile or coming into the center to give the gift of life. We're so thankful because, you know what, it's a huge footprint that we have, but we know it's making a difference, and it's giving patients more time with their loved ones.
How do you appeal to younger blood donors? I know we've had this discussion before,
Yeah.
and that was one of the things I think that you all had a campaign for that. If they start younger, you have to be 18, right?
Actually, it's 16 now.
16,
It is 16, yes.
So do you do, I don't know, programs in schools, or how do you, but because that's one of the things, if you start doing it earlier in your life, it gets to be, or, if your family does it, let your teenager do it, or as far as the blood donations and the teenagers, how do you go about cultivating that?
This is a fun question, and our donor recruiters do a wonderful job with it. We have blood drives in our area that start at elementary schools, and it's open to faculty, staff, and the students' parents or guardians. Or it can be open to the community, but the donor recruiter will tell the classes that are involved in the challenge. They could get a pizza party. They will share the blood drop costume, or our mascot, Buddy the blood drop. They'll share awareness coloring books, and they give really great presentations that are short but impactful to let our future leaders know about the impact of donating blood by just, letting them be aware of it. And they'll bring in their community members, fellow community members, their parents, to come in and donate while the bloodmobile is at their school, and they could possibly win their classroom a pizza party, or individually they could win a gift card. So we have incentives in place to really pique their interest for elementary schools. And then our high school students, starting at 16, they can donate blood with a signed parent consent form, which is downloadable off of our website. And at the age of 16, they can work towards earning their red cord, which is what they can wear around their neck at their high school graduation or their high school awards ceremony. And it's something that our high school students are really excited to earn and to work towards earning. It's one of the very few cords that you can earn that are not scholastic based. So we're excited that we have that as an incentive, and that we can help those donors reach their three donations before they graduate, so they can get the cord.
Is there a number that you need of course nobody can foresee emergencies, but that's what you're kind of where you all catered to, but is there a number of donations or a number of gallons, or how do you measure that? What do you need in a day's time?
Oh goodness, I know annually we need over 26,000 units.
Because you'll have some
Yes.
days where people are, if it's really cold or really hot, and then some days you're busy. So I guess on an average per month, we'll break down 26,000, we could do the math on that.
Right. And certain seasons are really, we feel very blessed. During the school year, they are going strong. Our high school blood drives are going really well. We have Battle of the Colleges. So our collegiate donors are aware of their opportunities to donate blood, and there's incentives and extra credit that the teachers and professors give the college age blood donors. But we do reach slumps, depending on the weather too. We could have blood
It
drives
does depend a lot on the
canceled.
weather.
Yes,
with,
because our blood
students.
mobiles can only make it when the roads are safe for our donors to come to the Bloodmobile. So we're approaching the winter season, so we want folks to be mindful of staying on track and donating blood when they're feeling well and healthy. And every 8 weeks is when your body is ready to donate blood again.
Who are your Bloodmobile drivers? Do you have to get those, retired bus drivers or people? You have to have a special license and that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
So where do you get that pool of folks from?
Yeah, we love our bus drivers. When we do have a job opening for one of our drivers, we'll have that posted on our career center on our website. But that is a great role for someone who is a retired bus driver. But they, of course, have to have their CDL, and if they have a medical background, that's basic. That's the cherry on top, right? Because they could be helping with the blood drive in different capacities as well.
I think we talked about the times of the years when the donations are up and when they're down.
Yes.
And because it's tough when you have a critical need that comes about maybe in the winter when people are, I don't know. I feel like because I've watched you for so long, I know that you have to stay on top of. You try to get ahead, you get a foot ahead, and then you get behind, and
exactly.
So it's very amazing the work that you all do. And I know at times it is just hard to get people. I would imagine people had a different attitude during COVID. We went through that,
right?
And but people still do have certain misconceptions about blood donations. What are some of the objections that you hear from people who are likely misinformed?
I would say that we hear, "Oh, I just don't have the time for it. It takes too long," and that's fun for me to share with them. It actually takes less time than you would think. 30 to 45 minutes goes by really quickly, and you can take time off of your donation experience by completing your medical questionnaire online before you come to the Bloodmobile or the center to donate. And that 42-question medical questionnaire is on our website, lifelinebloodserve.org. You can complete that the same day. So starting at 12:01 a.m., you can fill out that questionnaire, and you can print the QR code that will show at the very end of your questionnaire, or you can take a screenshot of it with your mobile device, and you'll show that to our team when you come to get registered to donate. And you kind of skip that process like you're the VIP, and we'll get you in that donor chair. When you're the donor chair, it takes about 8 to 12 minutes on average to fill up your unit of life-saving blood, which is really mind-boggling. You think, oh, this only takes 8 to 12 minutes and I can save up to 3 lives. I've seen a very seasoned blood donor at our Dyersburg Center fill up her bag of blood in 5 minutes. And so we have no upper age limit to our blood donors. So just as long as you meet the criteria specified on the medical questionnaire, we don't want to discourage anyone that may be in that season in their life when they think, well, I may have passed the age limit, because I've seen it done, and I've seen it done very successfully in 5 minutes. But
so
the time
age is not necessarily a deterrent.
Exactly. But it really goes by quickly. That's what I'd tell somebody, and I would say it's only a slight pinch if they think that it's scary or painful. And I would tell them, hey, listen, I'm not a fan of needles either. You don't have to actually look at the process, and you can definitely be distracted, and we can cheer you on if you feel a little bit uneasy about it.
Do you have people who are worried about maybe catching something or being, like I said, I remember the COVID discussions.
Sure.
That was a tough time.
Sure. Yes. And we're still trying to get back to our numbers that we had right before COVID.
Really?
This was before my time at Lifeline.
5 years before.
But yes, we're still trying to get back to what it was before 2020. Yes. And if people have, concerns, we'd love to, talk to them one-on-one. They're welcome to give us a call, and we can address that. If they have a medication that they're taking, or if they've had a procedure and they want to know what that deferral process may be, what the time length of that deferral, and they may just want to talk to someone one-on-one, then we welcome. We field those calls daily, and we don't want that to be a deterrent for anyone. We want to give them the knowledge that they need to make their decision to donate or not.
I think the most powerful not really promotion, I guess you have them as just regular ads, are the ones parents talking about their little ones being in such
Yes.
danger, a lot of times at birth or when they're very, very young. Or I know one of them used to be that had twins, and the wife and the twin had to go to Memphis, and he had stayed by with the other twin, and they did a spot for the blood center, and it's just very moving. I think you have to. I think it sinks in when you hear a parent talking about their child, or
Absolutely.
a husband talking about a wife, or vice versa. I think that really moves people, because you think that could be me, and it could. It could
It
be
really could.
any of us any day.
It really could. You know, those heartstring stories, they pull me in, and I'm thinking, oh, there's so many more people that have an experience, a personal story with Lifeline, and how Lifeline has helped them in that traumatic time, that pivotal time in their lives, whether it was childbirth or they were a caregiver and they were making decisions to help their aging parents with their healthcare decisions. So there are so many stories out there, and we are lucky to bring a few to the surface, but we know that there are people everywhere. You know, for having been around over 75 years, we know we've touched a lot of lives.
I know. I'm glad you mentioned that about the platelets too, because I
Yes.
think there's just not anybody that we know that hasn't had their life affected in some way from somebody they love having cancer, and that is the most helpless feeling. And
Oh,
you
definitely.
can't do anything, And I think people in those situations look for, well, I need to do something positive. What? What can you do to make that person feel better? What can you do? And you're really kind of helpless. There's not a lot you can do except offer kindness and support. But that seems
Sure.
like a perfect thing. You can't control a lot of things, but you can go give blood, and that does help.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? There are always incentives and promotions that we're offering, whether it's at our Bloodmobile or at one of our centers. You know, this Christmas we will have our Holiday Hero themed blood drive. And our themed blood drives are just a little bit more festive,
Oh,
a
it's
little
pretty
bit more
festive.
incentives and giveaways. Of course, we give away t-shirts anytime you donate. We give a donor a Lifeline Blood Services t-shirt, and I love to see our donors out and about, whether it's at Kroger or at my child's school, you know, wearing their Lifeline t-shirts. So that's really exciting to see our donors out in the wild, so to speak. But our Holiday Hero is coming up at our Jackson Center on December the 11th. So we want folks to mark their calendars for Thursday the 11th from 9 to 6. Walk-ins are always welcome to donate blood. If you'd
I
like
think
to,
costumes are welcome, aren't
and
they? If you want to dress up
sure, you can come as
like
Buddy the
Jingle
Elf.
Bell or Buddy the Elf.
That would be really cute. You'd end up on our social media if you came dressed up with your permission. So I'd love to take your picture. But we'll have some really great incentives, a food voucher for every donor. So I'm working on that currently, and just some really gift cards, a large TV. We're really excited to recognize our donors during the holiday season. And our Dyersburg area donors can give the gift of life on Saturday, December the 13th from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Again, walk-ins are always welcome. You can donate platelets if you'd like to call ahead and schedule your appointment. And they'll have food vouchers as well as drawing for some really nice Christmas items as well on that
And you've
Saturday.
been really blessed as far as sponsorships and giveaways and dinners and coupons for
yes.
things. And so I know you can't list every single one of them, but I know you're very grateful for that.
Oh, 100%.
Support.
Yes. And we're always looking for more. So that's something that I'm always working on. I want our donors to feel that that immense gratitude that we have for them. So for me to be able to have a promotion in place or a food voucher in place that I've worked hard behind the scenes on, that really fills my cup, because I want them to know just how special they are to us. You know,
just
they're
a
doing
little-
this at with no payment. Since we're a 501c3, they're doing this out of the kindness of their hearts, and so I love to give them a small sign of our immense gratitude. Yeah.
Just got a little bit of time left, but I want to make sure that people know they can go online. If you are inspired for whatever reason to go and donate today, what's the easiest way to get that rolling?
Yes, we'd love to get that rolling. Go to lifelinebloodserve.org. Our center in Jackson is located at 183 Sterling Farms Drive, and we're open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6. Our center in Dyersburg is located at 1130 Highway 51 Bypass, Suite 19 and 20. And you can find out our driving directions and our operating hours on our website as well. And on our website is also our blood drive calendar, and we will list if that blood drive has an incentive or a drawing. And of course, every blood drive and blood donation comes with a free T-shirt.
Thank
so
you
can
so
wear
much.
that T-shirt proudly.
Absolutely. That is all the time that we have for today. Melinda Reed, thank you so much for joining us. If you would like to rewatch this program or share it with a friend, remember that you can stream this episode and all the local Channel 11 programs anytime on the PBS app. You can watch it on West Tennessee PBS YouTube channel and on west10pbs.org. Keep the conversation going by following West Tennessee PBS on social media. Until next time, keep on talking Tennessee.
Do you have a topic you'd like to see discussed on a future episode of Tennessee is Talking? Maybe you want to be a guest and have something to talk about. Send your ideas to tnistalking@westtnpbs.org. Include all your contact information and let the conversation continue.
Can we have a serious talk about Channel 11? You've heard a lot about the funding changes to PBS, and I wanted to give you the straight facts about WLJT. I'm Peter Knoll, the General Manager and CEO. Channel 11 is West Tennessee's only locally owned TV station. We are a nonprofit and pay our bills with grants, donations, and local underwriting by businesses. Our two biggest grants come from the state of Tennessee and the federal grant. The federal one has been cut, almost $900,000 a year gone. Right now, we're looking at our options and using our savings to replace that money. We know that's a short-term solution, but it gives us time to look at our options. This is where you come in. If keeping Channel 11 on air and strong matters to you, please go to our website and make a donation. Or if you're already donating, please think about increasing your donation. Our future is in your hands.